Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Andrew Goad for the 30-day video series, Stepping into Your Personal Greatness. Today is day 7, and what I wanted to talk about today is the concept of emotional resiliency, or emotional resilience. So, undoubtedly there are moments in life where things get tough. That's the way life can be sometimes, that things can get challenging. And emotional resiliency refers to our capacity to bounce back from challenge or setback. And it's a really interesting and important concept. So if you're an entrepreneur or you have desires for yourself where you want to try and do something for yourself and move towards a goal in whatever fashion or facet, it's very likely that there's going to be setbacks. And I think the more challenging the goal is, the more setbacks there are going to be. But just because there are setbacks, it doesn't mean that it makes sense to give up. I mean, you can if you want, but you're not going to get to where you want to be. So, and of course this refers to actually having a concept of who you want to be as a person. So, it's an important topic. And I think one of the biggest ways that someone can work on their emotional resiliency or emotional resilience is to just observe the places where you give up. So, if you're, let's say if you're, going after some kind of weight goal, either weight gain if you're building muscle or weight loss if you're trying to lose weight. There's probably going to be moments where you're tired, where you're like, I don't want to get up today. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to do that. And, maybe you need that time. Maybe you need to actually take a break today for some reason. But it's possible that your body is just being like, nope, I don't want to. And so, one facet, if you think about emotional resilience, it would be your capacity to come in and kind of kick your butt back into gear. And I think it's a powerful concept. Now, I've been aware of this for the last maybe year or so, and it's something that's changed my life, to be honest, because it's put everything in a different perspective. Basically means that if you work on the concept of emotional resilience, you can have whatever you want, because when you choose to give up or take a break from your goals, that is impacted by this concept, by emotional resilience. In another facet, one of my mentors and coaches, I have a few, one of my other mentors and coaches, his name is Aziz Gazipura, and he is actually a social confidence expert, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever heard of that term outside of him using it, but he's the real deal. He's legitimate. If you want to check him out, he has a website called the Center for Social Confidence.com, and he talks about emotional resiliency in a little bit of a different way. He talks about it with respect to men approaching women, which is interesting and something that I've definitely been interested in my own way. And he calls it refresh rate. So emotional resiliency or refresh rate, if you want to think of it in either terms. And what it refers to is if a guy is inspired by a woman, or he wants to approach her, and he goes after her, and he gets shut down for whatever reason, she's not interested. Maybe her cat died, or she just got out of a relationship, or she's just sad, or she just doesn't want to have anything to deal with the person, So the guy feels shut down, and his refresh rate is going to be the rate that it takes him to approach another woman. So for some men, their refresh rate is really long. Like, it could literally be a year or 2 years before they ask a girl out again. Like, in that case, it's kind of sad. And I used to be someone who had a very long refresh rate, and my emotional resiliency wasn't that strong, but I've worked on it since then, And so my refresh rate, I don't know exactly what it is. I haven't like tested it out, but it's a lot shorter. It's maybe like a week or something like that. So it makes a big difference. But it's just important for going after whatever you want. You know, the concept of emotional resiliency or refresh rate is super important. And I haven't spent that much time looking at how you can shift it, but just through the work that I've done on myself, I've kind of become more emotional resilient, or I've reduced my refresh rate. But I think it's a really important concept to be aware of when we're going after whatever we want, because it allows us to influence how quickly we get back up onto the horse and go after our goals again. And I think, again, in terms of achieving greatness in your life, being who you want to be and attaining what you want, it's really critical and crucial. So that's emotional resilience. And this has been Andrew Goad for Stepping into Your Personal Greatness. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 8. All right. Bye-bye.